Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to whenever you're watching this video. My name is Fauzan Subekti, but you can call me Fauzan. And right now, I'm an international undergraduate program student in Universitas Gadjah Mada, specifically studying in economics. So, in today's video, I would like to share with you about the topic of financial planning. Now, the purpose of this video is to give you a TED Talk for one of my assignments in business communication and negotiation courses. And I would like to pick a topic about financial planning. So, how do we mean by financial planning? When we talk about financial planning, we could derive this word into three parts. The first one, financial checkup. Then the second one, financial goals. And the third one is financial acceleration. Now, these three steps or these three different activities are included in financial planning. We plan our financial to achieve our financial goals. Okay, so let's break it down one by one. The first one, financial checkup. Now, financial checkup, when we talk about or discuss about financial checkup, we are talking about how much spending that we are going to spend, or perhaps from our historical data, from our historical spending, and then we need to know, or we need to know the information about how much is our debt. For example, perhaps we buy our phones with credit card. We need to include that to know that there's an obligation for us to pay that debt. Then there are a lot of factors, there are a lot of information that needed to be included in financial checkup. But basically, financial checkup proposed to analyze our current financial condition, so we know and we could plan for our better goals. Now, we jump into the second one. The second one is financial goals. So financial goals is part of activities that we are dreamed of. So for example, we are dreaming, or perhaps we have a goal to have a house in 25 years old. So that's one of the example of financial goals. But financial goals doesn't necessarily mean, or doesn't necessarily need to be specific, like the example I just mentioned before. But we could make like a principle or a target level that is not very specific. For example, we are hoping to have a fun and also an affordable pension time. So from today's time, we need to plan our financial condition, our financial income and stream, so that in pension time, we could experience those kind of, comfortability, so that we don't need to rely on other people too much. And then the third one and the last one is financial acceleration. So when we talk about financial acceleration, the thing that we should understand is that financial checkup is the condition right now. Then this is financial goals, the future dreams, the future goals. So in order for us to fasten our current condition to our financial goals, we are using or we are doing activities like financial acceleration. This kind of acceleration could derive from a lot of activities. We could say that we should have a hustle job, perhaps side job, so that our income stream would be increased. Or we could have passive income, such as from investment. Now, today I would like to specifically and exclusively explain about investment in a concept. So when we talk about investment, it is like it is an acceleration. And when we talk about investment, There are a lot of ways that we could invest our money into. But if we could make it simpler, investment is like a vehicle from our current condition to our financial goals. For example, if I were to have a bond, I would like to invest myself in bonds. It could be illustrated that I am taking a bus from our financial checkup, our financial condition right now, to our financial goals. But if I take or have or invest in stocks, it has high return and it has high return and it also has high risk. It could be also illustrated as riding a plane or driving a plane or taking a plane to our financial goals. It is much faster than the bus, but the risk is way greater because there is a risk of the plane falling down, and then there is a risk of terrorism, and etc. So when we talk about investment, in a brief, we could say that it is a vehicle from financial checkup to financial goals, and we need to know our character profile, our diversification method, in order to build an excellent portfolio for ourselves. So when we talk about risk profile, there are 3 types of risk profile or diversification method. The first one, risk averse, or in diversification method called conservative. Usually, when people are having risk averse characteristic, they tend to search or to find investment vehicles or investment products that gives you low return, low risk. So the risk is not too big, but the return is also not too big. And also for conservatives, when we talk about diversification method, usually they consist of mostly low yield, low risk investment products. And then the second one would be the risk taker. And then the last one, risk neutral. So risk taker could also be called as aggressive. And usually this type of people that has this characteristic, invest its money in a high yield, high risk investment products, because they're indifferent between having high risk and high yield, or we could say the return is compensated. Sorry, the risk is compensated by the return, by the high return. For example, in a simple term, I have 1 million. I need to make this 1 million into 2 million, which means 100% increase. And I don't want to invest in low yield, low risk investment products, but I would invest my money into high yield, high risk investment products. That is a risk taker. And the last one is risk neutral. This is also can be called as moderate. Now, when we talk about risk neutral, the diversification method of this type of people usually consists of mixed investment products. So usually they have similar or perhaps not too different percentage between one and other investment products. And when we talk about the characteristic of risk neutral, they tend to invest their money in investment products that has moderate yield and moderate risk. I guess that's it from me. Thank you for listening and thank you for watching my TED Talk video. I hope that this video could give you benefit, advantages, and knowledge and experience and considerations for you to invest in today. Because there is no word saying that we are too late to invest, but we need to start as soon as possible. That's it from me. Thank you and see you next time.